the Attack the Rack podcast. We got Trent and Big Mo back, and we are back after about a week and a half off, spending some nice time with our families for Thanksgiving. I had a little vacation in there.
Every family party or social event needs something special. Bubba's Bounce House Rentals, LLC can do that for you. They provide inflatable bounce houses and water slides on top of great service in the West Michigan Lakeshore area. Call Bounce Master Sam at 616-485-0257 today and mention Attack the Rack to get $25 off your next rental. Also, find Bubba's Bounce House Rentals, LLC on Facebook. Bubba's Bounce House Rentals. All we rent is fun.
All right, let's start. Big Mo, why don't you tell us about your Thanksgiving?
Yeah, Kurt, that's a loaded question. No, you know what? I just got done eating some leftovers that my brothers made. Little turkey stuffing, vegetables, gravy. Um, Thanksgiving wise, we did a little steak and all the toppings. So we didn't do a turkey on Thanksgiving, but like I said, my brothers hooked me up yesterday or Friday with their leftovers, so just got done eating that. And I'm ready to take a nap. Feels
Yeah.
like Thanksgiving all over again.
Wow, what a blessing. Trent, how was your Thanksgiving? What'd you and your family do?
That was pretty good. We just got together at my grandma's house.
Okay.
Just my sister comes home for Christmas, so she doesn't come home for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Other than that, pretty small, organized Thanksgiving dinner, which was good. But we had turkey and
Yep.
all the good stuff.
All right, and then we'll get into the Lions game in a little bit, but I'm assuming you guys watched some football on Thanksgiving.
Well, Kurt, what about your Thanksgiving?
Mine was interesting.
Yeah, because you were still on vacay, weren't you?
Yes, I was in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, and we did one of the restaurants is kind of an Asian themed restaurant on the resort, and what we did for Thanksgiving, we kind of just did our normal hanging out during the day and watching the game, Lions game. They had a sports bar right there on the resort, so we watched the Lions game there, and then at night we went to, like I was saying, this Asian type restaurant and did a little hibachi.
Oh,
So sit around the table and they cook all the food right there and put on a little show. They're juggling the utensils and putting a big flame of fire on the table.
Sounds exhilarating.
Yeah, so had a little mixture of some shrimp, beef, chicken with some fried rice. I unfortunately learned over this vacation that I can't eat much.
Get full fast, don't you, Kurt?
I had a few pieces of shrimp, a couple bites of the beef just to try it, a piece or two of the chicken to try it, a little bit of the rice, and I was donezo. And that's kind of how it went all week.
Yeah, definitely different.
Yeah.
A different experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I went out to breakfast today with my kids and didn't even order.
Yeah.
Just eat their leftovers.
No, we went out for breakfast this morning too. I just got to order a toast and some hash browns, and I had half of the toast. No, actually, you know what? I did end up slowly but surely finishing the toast, but I had 2 bites of the hash browns and then took the rest to go. I did the same thing yesterday. Went to a sports bar here in town to watch. Only ended up watching the first half of the Ohio State Michigan game. Got a Philly cheesesteak wrap. Only ate half and took the other half home. The first time in my life I've walked away from a restaurant with a to-go box, I think. And now it's happened 2 days in a row.
Setting new trends, Kurt.
Oh, it's interesting. That's for sure. Uh, Big Mo, you good? You having technical difficulties?
I'm gonna try. Still got you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
There we go. Gotcha.
Yep. So then we're leaving the restaurant, and we were noticing throughout the day that they're setting up this all day morning. Like so we noticed it at breakfast out in this big grassy area. They're setting up this buffet. It looked like, and we're like, oh, what's going on there? What's going on tonight? And we're like, would it be something for Thanksgiving? We're in the Dominican Republic, and sure enough, we get done with our dinner, and outdoors they got this huge setup with this huge buffet. They got live music playing. They got all these like Thanksgiving decorations. They got a portable bar that they set out in this area. And this is hilarious. They have this screen, and on this screen is a barn next to like a cow pasture, and it is on loop, and it's about a 10-second loop of these cows in this pasture. You can see one of them kind of walking towards what would probably be the camera, and then after about 10 seconds, it all starts over. And it was a constant loop of, of just a barn and a cow walking.
What was the purpose of it?
I think that maybe that's what they think of when they think of American Thanksgiving or something. I don't know.
Did they have all the Thanksgiving food and the
Well,
buffet?
we didn't go. The line was forever.
Oh, I'm sure.
We had already eaten. So now, so the adults in our group grabbed a cocktail, and we were just hanging out, listening to the music. That was the other thing is I still can't have any alcohol from my surgery. I got a couple months yet, so I couldn't indulge in any alcoholic drinks either. Um, but anyway, we were wondering, like, I mean, there's people from all over the world at this resort. So we were thinking, and the buffet was huge, and we were thinking, well, maybe they do have the traditional Thanksgiving foods, but maybe they also have a bunch of other food too, because not everyone there was American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's pretty cool though.
so yeah. So that was my Thanksgiving.
Not too bad.
Yeah. Um, and then you guys, well, Big Mo, have you guys had any more games? Did you guys have any games over Thanksgiving? No, you didn't, did you?
No.
No, first one's Tuesday.
Trent, your first game's Tuesday?
Yep.
Okay. Who are you playing?
Reese Puffer,
Oh yeah, home or away?
home.
Okay.
I think we're home Tuesday and Friday.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck as you kick off your season. Did you guys have any scrimmages this weekend?
We scrimmaged last Saturday
Okay.
and then last Thursday. Thursday was a little rough.
Yeah.
Saturday was much better. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's address the elephant in the room. Trent, you're on a podcast with two big Michigan fans. Um, Michigan pulls the upset of the season, probably coming into the game at 6-5, unranked, a 20-point dog. I heard somebody say on a podcast I was listening to this morning that at game time the line got all the way up to 26. I don't know how accurate that is.
No, it was 19 and a half.
Okay. So 19.5 point dog on the road. I myself woke up Saturday morning. Big Mo, I'll ask you next how you were feeling waking up Saturday morning about the game. I thought we were going to lose by 1,000. I know in our group text, we also have another Michigan fan and an Ohio State fan in our group text. I know I texted, I thought Michigan was going to win on a last second field goal 16-13. I was so close. They won on a last second field goal 13-10. I really didn't believe that. I was just having a little fun, trying to get a little laughter going, a little good vibes going because I thought my Wolverines were going to lose by 100. So that's what I was feeling going into the game. Big Mo, as a Michigan fan, how are you feeling Saturday morning going into that game?
Well, I texted our group, there's 1 in 14 billion There's that one opportunity, and that's about what I felt like. Like, we would have to play a perfect game, and Ohio State would probably not have to play well. Um, but it definitely was not. I mean, I thought there were some things that Michigan did against Ohio State that they haven't done most of the season.
Like
Uh,
what? I don't get that kind of
I,
stuff. I'm
I,
not X's and O's.
yeah, well, I think like defensively, I don't feel like we blitzed a ton. We kind of, we kind of let our front four kind of, I think, handle the pressure a little bit. I thought, especially in the fourth. They did bring a linebacker now and then, but they weren't bringing six or seven, weren't bringing five or six all the time. And I think that's gotten us in trouble. So I think, and I don't think Ohio State, for some reason, tested our secondary
No, and that's the
maybe
thing.
as much as some other teams have. So
Well,
probably a bonus.
their first drive, it was like ping, 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 all the way down the field. And then that last drive of the first half that they scored a touchdown. I don't even know how much, there wasn't a ton of time when they got the ball back. Ping, 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 touchdown. And then it was like outside of those two drives, they were mostly just running it. And our defense showed up. That was, man, if our defense would have played like that all season long, I wonder.
Well, that's what I just think. I think our linebackers have gotten better. Um, and I don't think we put our DBs or either Ohio State didn't test our DBs enough, or maybe we just didn't leave them out there to play man on man as much as we have in the beginning of the season. I don't know. That was just my quick takeaway as I watched it live.
Yeah.
Um, Again, I thought, yeah, there's always a shot in these rivalries, right? There's always like, but I would guarantee most Michigan fans didn't feel great about tuning in at 12:30 and being ready to, we knew we'd compete, but for how long and would we score enough?
Right.
Because that was the other question, right? When you throw for 40 yards,
Well,
you,
that's the
you,
thing is you said, in a rivalry game, you never know. I mean, in most games, you really never know. But the lack of quarterback play that Michigan has is where I just figured. I mean, there's no shot. I mean, our defense can play well, we can run the ball well, but if we can't pass the ball, we have no shot, and we have no shot against in most games. That's kind of how I felt about this
and
season.
it's if Mullins doesn't pick up that first down, it's a totally the game could have went the total other direction.
Yeah. Well,
And that's one. I mean, that's one play.
that was the other thing is Mullings, has been very inconsistent this season. Of course, there's been games where he hasn't gotten very many carries either. The beginning of the game, he had a couple 100-yard games, and then against Ohio State, he went over 100 again, and it was like, man, if our defense would have played like that, if Mullings would have, got the yardage that he got yesterday throughout the season, I wonder if we could have been looking at more like an 8-4 instead of a 7-5, or even a 9-3. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, Trent. The mic is yours. The floor is yours. Why don't you start with how you're feeling going into the game?
Well, the games are never like beautiful games to begin with. It's always a battle, but I was fairly confident that we could score some points and put the ball in the air. And I figured we wouldn't be able to run a ton, but I don't know why we continued to hand it off and run between the tackles. That just makes zero sense to me. So I think Chip Kelly's job is on the line, and I think Ryan Day should be fired. They should just get rid of all of them. I don't know. Will Howard stinks. I don't know. It was just they were bad, like bad throws. The pick in the right away, the first pick was terrible throw, and then that led to a touchdown, I believe, like a 2-yard run, 3-yard run, and then the other pick was still pretty bad. I don't know. I don't know why we can't throw the ball farther than like 7 yards. That just did not make any sense. Like you have Jeremiah Smith. They didn't even try to take a shot or do any of that. And I don't know. It makes no sense. You have elite wide receivers. You have like 3 NFL wide receivers for sure. And we can't throw it farther than 7 yards to get them a catch. Like, why don't we take a shot and let somebody go up and try to catch one? Or I don't know. It seemed so. It was very Ryan Day for sure. Just like try to prove a point that we can run the ball when we can't, because the offensive line's been playing musical chairs all year.
Yeah.
So there's not a ton of trust up there, or like just foundation. Like, no one really knows what you're going to get from the offensive line. But I thought defensively they were fine. I mean, Mullings.
They're very good.
I mean, Mullings got his. He got the big run at the end. That he kind of broke off. I don't know how we can't tackle him, but he broke it off the end, and that pretty much was it. But I thought defense played well. Plus, there was no Loveland, and the other corner was out. So it's like, okay, the guy that they throw to like 65% of the time is not the game. Maybe we put some pressure on the quarterback, or at least clog up some holes for him. But I mean, Mullins had 32 carries for 100 plus. So that's, and I think Edwards going out almost benefited Michigan in a way, because I think Mullins is better than Edwards.
And it appears that way, yeah.
So I think him getting the majority of the carries was beneficial for the offense. And the pick that he threw was not great. It was a good catch by Caleb Downs, who's a stud. But yeah, I don't know. I think there needs to be some changes for sure, just because it just felt like such a boring, like, we're going to try to do the same thing that Michigan does, which is just like run it and then throw a couple effective passes and win the game. But I don't know. I don't know why we can't just open up the playbook and take some shots. And I don't know. Yeah, it was weird game, but hats off to the old Wolverines.
There we go. The weird thing is Ohio State could still go win the.
No shot. They're done.
No shot.
No.
I guarantee they play better in their first playoff game.
Oh, they got to get Chip Kelly needs to be fired yesterday. I don't know.
I mean, if they do go win it, you can't fire anybody.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I know. If they do win it, that's probably what they're going to tell them too. So we're going to finish the year, but you have to at least win 2 games in the playoffs to keep your job.
Oh man,
that was pretty. It wasn't embarrassing, but it's just like you're almost 3 touchdown favorites.
Yeah.
And you lose outright, and you score 10 points, and you have like
at home,
and you have like what, 6 NFL players on offense.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why.
Well, that's the weird thing, right? They have been running it effectively against everybody else, pretty much, right?
Yeah, but they mix it up. Like, they do some sweeps, or like jet sweep, or they run some QB draw stuff, and then Will Howard thinks he's a runner. But it's like you got Smith on the outside, Ibuka on the outside, and Cardinal Tate on the outside. They can't guard all 3 of them at the same time.
No.
And the passing was effective when they went like that 2-minute hurry up.
Yeah.
I think it was before. I don't know if they scored or if it was the second interception. But it's like they threw 6 to 9 yard passes all the way down the field. And then the next possession, we're going to hand it off 3 times up the middle into top 5 picks on the defensive line.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the thought process was. I don't know. It just didn't make a whole lot of sense watching it, because they had a ton of chances. The 2 missed field goals.
Oh yeah.
Like, the dude missed both ways. The shorter one, you could tell that it was not going to go in. He walked out there, and you're like, yeah, not going in. Not happening. But yeah, just
we'll take the W, Trent. We'll take the W. We won't give it back to you.
I don't know. I guess they couldn't break the streak. I guess they couldn't figure it out.
Keep going for one more year.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan Day certainly has been taking a lot of heat. I think
as he should. I think he deserves all of it.
Every Ohio State fan that I know or that I follow on Twitter calling for his job. Trent, you've called for his job. I I don't know enough about Ohio State or Ryan Day to say one way or the other, but let me throw out a few things just to play devil's advocate, right? So outside of his 4 losses to Michigan, he's only lost one other Big Ten game. I'm pretty sure he hasn't had any seasons where he's lost more than 2 games. He's made the playoffs. They're a top 5 potential team every year. But I think the one thing that stands out to me is, like I said, he's only lost one Big Ten game. And how many years has he been there? 5 or 6? At least 5.
Yeah. Well, he lost to Oregon this year.
That's his only Big Ten loss outside of the Florida, Michigan. And when you think about it that way, is it just because of that desire to beat Michigan so bad that you and other Ohio State fans are calling for his job? Or, I mean, do you really truly think there's other, outside of just losing to Michigan, is there other things that stand out? Like he's got to go. Because obviously he's been very, very successful. You guys win a ton of games. You don't lose in the Big Ten. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's just because I have to listen to Michigan fans for a year. I think that's why I want him fired.
Hold on. And the other thing, too.
I think Michigan fans are beyond annoying.
Well, the other thing, too, yesterday's game, Ryan Day didn't miss 2 field goals. Ryan Day didn't throw 2 picks in the red zone.
No. But he ran the ball 26 times in between two top 5 picks, thinking that we were going to get yards. No, I just don't think. I don't know. I think it's the lack of aggressive play style that bothers me the most. Like when you have so much talent, you have to take shots. Like if we're going to throw like a little out route to like a 6-yard out route that just gets jumped and picked, that you might as well throw it 40 yards and hope somebody can go up there and catch it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's such a boring play style for how much talent they have.
You know, it sounds a lot like the early years of Harbaugh. Granted, he didn't have the talent that Ohio State has. He wasn't basically handed this program from Urban Meyer. That's one thing I would say that stands out as a reason you could argue for him to be fired. He's done nothing to advance the program.
Not at all.
He's taken the program, handed off from Urban Meyer, and he's just kind of kept it going. Whereas I was
don't you think? Don't you? I mean, the only thing he could do is win. The only thing that's going to be a step above that would be to win a national championship, which does he have one?
Ryan,
Does he have 0?
I think he has 0.
Right. Okay.
0.
But I mean, that would be about the only thing that would probably.
Well, and he could have continued to beat Michigan.
Well, that too. True.
Or even just beating Michigan yesterday would have kept his job for another at least 3.
Yeah.
Because he was like they should have beaten Michigan yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, and scoring 10 points with I understand Michigan's defensive line is very good, but they should have you could have thrown it every single time without running it, and I think they would have been much more successful than handing the ball off. They could have just even the swing passes to Judkins or Henderson would have been better off. Space them out. I feel like they just clogged it up, and yeah, I don't know. I think the only way it saves them, I think, is winning a national championship. But also, I don't know if there's any saving some the guys and stuff, like the locker room.
Yeah.
I think that's a major
they're probably being heavily influenced now by social media and the media itself.
For sure.
Every time they turn on the TV or they get on their social media, they're seeing everyone calling for their coach's job.
Yeah. Yeah, and they probably are calling for it as well.
So here's what's crazy is I'm looking at Michigan's season here. They gave up 10 points to Fresno. They gave up 6 to Northwestern, and then they gave up the 10 to Ohio State. So Ohio State, the 10 points they gave up tied for their second best scoring against number in the entire season.
Yeah, and it's not like the weather was all that bad either. It wasn't a snowstorm. It was just cold.
Right.
But it's not like it was like a monsoon out there and they couldn't play in it, but it was like clear skies and 28 degrees.
Yeah. So with the loss, we will not be seeing them in the Big Ten championship game. They should, I'm sure they're still a lock for the playoffs, certainly. Now, here's the interesting thing in the Big Ten. Now it's the Big Ten championship game is going to be undefeated Oregon against Penn State with the one loss. Illinois now ends their season with just that one loss. Are they at an advantage now for
Indiana,
not? Yeah, for not. Are they actually by not being in the national or in the conference championship game? Are they actually being rewarded? Because now they're going to only end with one loss instead of potentially two. And a two-loss Indiana team may have not got in the playoffs. A one-loss Indiana team is in. Is that, it's
yeah, I think. Well, I don't know. It seems like after watching Georgia and Georgia Tech, it seems like ESPN is set on like having 4 or 5 SEC teams in, which I think is insane. I think Indiana should be in, I guess. They haven't played anybody, but them not. I don't. Do they hold the championship games over teams' head?
I think they could if it
well,
was a 3-loss team.
Three.
well, the thing is we really don't know because we don't know how the committee is going to handle everything. This is the first year we've had the 12 teams.
Yeah, I feel like ESPN's in charge of it, and they know that the SEC is going to have 5 teams in it. Like they're fighting for Georgia's life still, and I don't think Georgia should be. Are they 3 loss?
No.
There's still 2.
2 loss, yeah. But like Bama, they think like Bama's still 13th with 3 losses,
Yeah.
and one of their losses is to Vanderbilt. I don't think they deserve to get in.
I don't think they will get in, will they?
I don't.
Bama?
Even though they're ranked 13th, they don't take the top 13 teams.
No, I don't think that. I don't think Bama will get in with the 3 losses. I was listening to a podcast today that was talking about one of the final spots could go to either Alabama with the 3 losses or South Carolina with the 3 losses. Alabama did beat South Carolina, so I would imagine if it came down to that, that Alabama would get in. Um, but yeah, I mean Georgia, Tennessee, obviously Texas. Those three are in. Now, I'm not sure who's playing in the SEC championship against Texas. Georgia and Tennessee are tied with 2 losses. One of those two teams will have to play Texas for the SEC championship. I'm not sure which one. I'm sure we could figure it out. But either way, whether it's Tennessee or Georgia, did those two teams play?
Tennessee and Georgia,
I think they did, didn't they?
they played. Yeah, it's going to be Georgia in the championship.
Yes. So if they lose, now they got 3 losses. I would hope they would be ahead of even this is where it gets crazy because Alabama beat Georgia, but now they would end the season with both with 3 losses, but Georgia went to the SEC championship. So I don't know. The committee is going to have to. They're going to have some crazy stuff to try to sort out.
Yeah, that sounds rough. Because then you still got Notre Dame. I kind of wish they lost yesterday to really screw it up.
Yeah.
Because Notre Dame's going to get in with no conference,
Yep.
which is going to take a spot from, like, they have to get in, don't they? Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Yeah, at 11 and
They
1.
pretty much, yeah, they have to be in.
The big question will be is if Georgia loses, do you leave both Georgia and Alabama out?
Yeah.
Which would be so good. Even though both those teams could probably win the national championship if they were in there.
hmm And Miami lost yesterday to Syracuse.
Right.
Yeah.
And I
Yep.
think
Wow.
they're out. I think they're out.
Did I ever think I'd want Kyle McCord back in an Ohio State uniform until yesterday after that?
Uh,
Did you
but
see the interview with him?
uh-uh.
He was pretty much
Syracuse.
like, he was like
Yeah.
a what goes around comes around kind of thing.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
Yeah. Well,
ouch, ouch.
he played
Hey,
really well yesterday.
he did. Well, yeah, over 300 yards, right?
Yeah, he was very, very good yesterday. Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see those, like the not as high ranked, not as sought after teams that get in, because like SMU is going to have to beat Clemson in the ACC, because now Miami is a 2-loss. They're number 6. They're a 2-loss, but they're not playing in the ACC championship.
Yeah. So
So,
again,
and then if SMU loses and becomes a 1-loss or a 2-loss team, do
so
they still get in?
okay. So here's a rewind back to what I was saying to Indiana. So SMU loses. Now they have 2 losses, but they played in the ACC championship game.
True.
Indiana has
Does
1 loss, but did not play in the Big Ten championship game. So is SMU being penalized for actually playing in the championship game, whereas Indiana, now they just sit with their 1 loss and they're in.
True.
That doesn't seem
No.
fair.
Well, I
Yeah.
think, but if SMU loses, they probably still get in, and you don't let Miami in.
Well, yeah, and then because Ohio State's probably going to get bumped to what, 8?
Yeah, 7, probably 6 or 7.
Yeah,
Did
I don't,
Miami?
I don't know.
I don't think you if SMU loses, that you can't. I can't imagine you could like kick them out and like then put Miami in
True, especially
because
when
they
they're
have the same number of losses. Then, right? They both
Right.
have 2,
Yeah,
so I think
two.
you gotta reward the team that played in the conference championship
I would
over the
think
team that
so.
didn't.
In that situation, yeah. But again, back to Indiana.
Yeah, yeah.
Should a 2 loss SMU team, or you're saying that? Well, I mean, I guess you're saying
They're
SMU.
they're,
They're both going to get in, is what
they're
you're saying.
both going to get in. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because what if Clemson wins the ACC? They would get in
Yes,
with 3 losses,
which bumps somebody else out.
which would
But
probably bump like a Bama.
like right now, it would be yes, could be like a Iowa State, which has 10 wins, could get bumped out.
Yep.
Alabama, obviously. Those are probably the 2 on the bubble right now. I think that
Yeah.
that'll be the biggest thing to watch.
Yeah. That's wild. I would hate to be the people that decide that.
Oh, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, and then I think because then it's like it's not even all neutral sites. It's like some teams get home games.
Yeah, in the first, for sure, the first round. I'm not sure about the next rounds.
Yeah,
First round is the buys. I think the second round becomes all neutral.
Okay.
it's crazy.
Oh, it's going to be great. All right. Well, anything else college football wise, guys? No?
I don't know if this is real or not. What is this?
Uh-oh.
College football playoff rankings. It has.
Well, this can't be the official ones because they're not out yet, are they?
It must be predictions then.
Yeah.
AP
Yeah.
coaches poll. So it has.
Does that come out tonight?
I'm not sure, but it has Notre Dame at 4, Georgia at 5, SMU at 7, Ohio State at 8, Indiana at 9, Boise 10, Bama 11, South Carolina 12, Arizona State 13, Miami 14. So there's 2 3-loss teams.
But
Both,
that's just the rankings, right?
yeah, both SEC that are 11 and 12 on here.
Which is still wouldn't take into account. So like even with Bama being, what'd you say they were?
On here, they're 11th at 9 and 3.
That'd be close then.
I don't know why they just keep forgetting that they lost to Vanderbilt. I
Yeah.
feel like that loss is just kind of like forgotten, and then they take the Texas. Who they lose to? Texas and um Tennessee and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Tennessee's their true only like okay loss,
solid loss.
but they beat Georgia.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. When do the new playoff rankings come out? Is it tonight
Or was it Monday night?
or is it Tuesday?
Well, it could be Tuesday too.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But obviously it'll be soon. But we still got all the conference championship games next weekend before it really matters
Yeah,
anyway. So,
true.
all right, guys. Well, one thing we all enjoyed was well, I don't know about you guys. I didn't necessarily enjoy it, but it was nice to get a win for the Lions on Thanksgiving. It's a rarity that they actually win on Thanksgiving. It's a rarity until the last 2.5 seasons that they actually win, period. Um, what a crazy game. The Lions come out, they look like they're going to dominate, and then the Bears keep fighting, make it a game in the end. Guys, I don't know. Are you guys at all a little bit concerned with, yeah, the Lions have this great record, 11-1, but they really haven't beaten anybody. They beat Houston at Houston, which was good. I know they beat the Packers, they beat the Vikings. I don't know if those teams are for real. Is there any concern that you guys, on your guys' part, with kind of the lack of maybe tough schedule? Now they finish up with again with Green Bay, Minnesota. They got Buffalo. So I'm not saying their schedule overall is pretty weak, but at this juncture of the season, it hasn't been too tough. Is that a concern at all?
No, I'm not concerned about schedule because I feel like the NFL is so just up and down, anyways. That some like you would consider like your bad teams, they could always. I don't know. It's just the NFL is so goofy that bad
Yeah.
teams can play well sometimes. I'm more concerned about our injuries and keeping guys healthy, and if they can even be healthy through a playoff run.
Yeah.
Because and we turn around and play Thursday, and I don't know. Everybody's hurt. It seems like they're all banged up, which I know most teams are that way, but it just felt like our guys have been just dropping very rapidly. The last two games, I think.
I think I saw a list of all the defensive players that have been hurt this season and have missed time. 11 guys on our defense.
Yeah, it's like a whole. You feel the whole. It's like a whole roster. So I don't know. I mean, props to that game was stressful though. It looked like they went in at halftime and ate a full Thanksgiving meal and then came back out and was like, "All right, hold on for dear life."
But I think that's how it's hard in the NFL. I think just to keep it like just route like how they did to the Jaguars. Like it's just hard to just route somebody like that when you're playing so well. You know, if they score those, they probably should have scored twice in the first half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Instead, they have to settle for field goals.
the Gibbs fumble.
Yep. So now you just those little plays like that just add up. Um, you know, and again, it's. I don't know if we're the Lions are just outside the top 10 and like a total defensive. Again, I call it manageable. Some people didn't like that.
I was
Um,
gonna, I was gonna bring,
Obviously,
I was gonna bring that up. You
but it's
got
but it's almost been like a bend don't break type of thing because of the injuries. Like they're going out, they're signing guys, and they're practice squad players from other teams who have been good players, and they're finding ways right now.
Yeah,
Um, but it shows you how close it is, right? Because uh, if the Bears don't just totally f that up, we're going to OT.
yeah. What is the thought process
Oh,
on that last play or like
well.
the last two plays?
Here's the thing. I saw today.
Not the right one because he's fired.
Well, you sit on a timeout and he lets 30 seconds go, and then we throw a bomb with 7 seconds, and it's like, oh, that's game over if he doesn't catch it. So,
I saw someone today say, I can't remember if it was an ESPN guy, maybe a Fox guy, say in the last 30 years in the NFL, there's been 1,500 scenarios similar to the Bears scenario at the end of that game, where they were at the 30-yard line or further with one timeout. And the only time in 30 years, in those 1,500 times that the team did not use that timeout or kick a field goal attempt, either attempt a field goal or use the timeout, the only time in 30 years, in 1,500 scenarios, was the Bears on Thanksgiving Day against the Lions.
that's, yeah, I don't. The last like 2 plays just blew my mind because the one that did we sack him, and then there was that following play. Is that what I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So I saw something where it was like on the sack, some guy was like dissecting the play, and he was like, they called a QB draw because like the tackles forced everybody way outside.
Okay.
Like it was a designed quarterback run.
Oh my
And
God.
then Caleb just sat in there looking like he was going to pass it, and then decided to run late, and he was already too late. So it's like there was almost like 3 or 4 like consecutive bad play calls by the Bears in a row, and then just no timeout is nuts. You got to be able to have like a quick play to try to get some chunk, and then call timeout, kick the field goal on 4th down.
Well,
But
think about how fickle all this is. That guy doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
But if they don't call that BS pass interference,
Yeah.
um, they never even have a chance. So then that play never comes into factor, and that guy probably still has a job today.
true,
That's crazy.
Like
it's
one
true.
just a call like that, like if they don't if that I mean it wasn't pass interference, and that would I don't know if that was 4th down.
Yeah, on the pass interference.
Yeah, was that 4th down?
Either it was third, either way, it
It
would
was
have.
like third and long, right? Third and like
Yeah.
20, or
Yeah.
if maybe it was 4th. I don't remember. But I mean, you don't call that, and then that play never even happens,
Yep.
and
True.
nobody's even talking about it.
Yeah, and they just lose outright, just
Yeah,
regular.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
That is crazy.
You think a couple switches of that, he still has his job.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just one.
Instead,
That guy doesn't throw his flag, and they probably never get into that situation of having to call a timeout or
ugh.
run that last 30 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
instead he's standing there watching his quarterback call audibles for 30 seconds until he finally snaps it.
Oh
If
man.
that flag doesn't happen and they end up still losing 23-20, not only does he probably, like you say, keep his job, they're probably like, oh, all right, well, we just competed with the Lions at Detroit.
Oh,
We scored 20 points in the second half. And they're not only is he not fired, but they're probably feeling okay.
Yeah, yeah.
true.
We'll get to play these guys in a couple more weeks, and we'll
Yeah.
get them at home.
They're talking about momentum.
Holy
Crazy. Yeah, crazy.
cow. All right, fellas. Well, hey, it is past Thanksgiving. We didn't get to do a show last week. So top 3, we probably should have done it last week if we did a show. It's past Thanksgiving, but let's do top 3 today. Let's do top 3 brought to you by Realtor Ryan Kruitoff. Top 3 Thanksgiving foods.
Real Estate Ryan has been in real estate for over 20 years and can help you with all your real estate needs. Realtor Ryan has helped me in my journey in learning about real estate, and he can do the same for you, whether you're looking to buy, sell, or just learn more about real estate in general. Ring Realtor Ryan.
Trent, hit us with that wheel.
Top 3 Thanksgiving foods.
Favorite 3.
Here we go. And with the first choice, Curdy.
All right. Well, usually I like to go third, but I really want to use my top choice. And I have a feeling if I go third, it's going to get snagged. So I'm going to go first this time.
You're going first. I get the second choice, so I'll go third. Big Mo second.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go. It's obvious for me. Not only is it my absolute favorite food at Thanksgiving, it's one of my favorite foods, period. And that is stuffing.
Ooh, nice, nice. We got a certain brand, Kurt?
Well, I mean, obviously homemade, but if not
Okay.
homemade, stovetop.
Oh, who doesn't like a little stovetop?
Good
All
choice.
right. Stuffing off the board, Big Mo, your first pick.
Yeah, I'm going mashed potatoes. I mean, who doesn't just love some mashed potatoes? And whether we include gravy on that, I think it has to have gravy, but nothing like some homemade mashed potatoes.
Yep, definitely agree
Good
with you.
call.
Not a gravy guy, but I love the mashed potatoes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Good call.
Trent, you got two.
I do get two, so I'm gonna go with some green bean casserole because I love it.
Good one. Would like the
They put those
fried
little, the things on
beans.
top.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, ooh, let's go with something about those the little crescent rolls
Yeah.
with some butter. Give me the rolls.
Strawberry jam.
Yeah. Like I love Thanksgiving, but I think I like the sides more than the bird.
Yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, I would agree. I mean, if you want to say turkey, Big Mo, go ahead. But I was thinking other sides, not necessarily turkey.
Sure, sure.
But he had steak, which is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna go probably a little out of the ordinary because it's the only time I would ever eat it is pumpkin pie.
Oh,
Nice.
that was on my
Is
list.
that you would never eat it any other time, but it
Sure.
tastes good on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Some whipped cream.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah.
Oh, gotta have the whip. Like, gotta be warmed up just a tad.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go corn. Um, definitely corn, butter, pepper, salt.
Yep.
Um, Big Mo, I can't believe you took my pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie.
So I'll go corn for my last pick in round two. And then for my first pick in round three, Trent, I know you said crescent rolls. I'm not a huge fan of crescent rolls, but what I like on Thanksgiving is a potato roll.
Potato roll.
Potato roll. So I'm gonna go potato roll with strawberry jam.
Yum.
Interesting, Chris.
Very good.
I'll just jump in and I did not have it this year, but I think it's always something that's available is mac and cheese.
Oh, Big
Yeah.
Mo.
Yeah.
Yep, sometimes it's just that extra side. Usually it's a homemade version, so you're not used to, you get that Kraft spiraled mac and cheese that Kurt loves so much. But on Thanksgiving you usually get the homemade version, so
Yeah.
it's a
Where you gotta
tad
start
better.
with a roux.
Tad better.
It's an upgrade from the alphabet.
Exactly.
All right.
Good one. Good one, Big Mo.
Wrap it up.
Yep, thank
That was my next one.
you. Ooh.
Okay.
So we're gonna go with. Ooh, I'm not a big cranberry sauce.
No.
Let's go with apple pie.
Okay.
Yeah, like it.
Or yeah, apple. Because the other one's pecan pie, and that's kind of just not as good.
Yeah, it's getting one of those Thanksgiving things though. Like you only probably would have a pecan pie.
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
yeah. Just not like I would choose pumpkin pie and apple over pecan pie.
I
So
just
yeah, apple.
Well, guys, I'll be brutally honest with you. I don't have anything else on my list.
I think we
You know,
got
I
through,
was running out.
I think
Did you
we
guys
got through them all.
Did we miss anything?
I don't think so.
Obviously, turkey.
Well, you had turkey or ham, I guess.
Yeah, we were going sides. So
But
let's just say
those
we were
aren't
going sides.
those aren't exciting.
You know what's great with leftover turkey is hot turkey sandwiches.
Yes, the leftovers might be better than
Oh yeah,
like right away.
definitely.
Or
My
maybe-
other one was my cousin made some cornbread
Oh, okay.
this year, which was very, very good. So that probably is going to creep up on the honorable mention list.
Oh, there we go. Look at that.
Yeah, it was very good.
One year, I don't know why. This is definitely not a traditional Thanksgiving Thanksgiving dish, but I just felt like making a quiche, and I brought a quiche to our big family Thanksgiving. I think that was back in probably 2006, 2007. Made a phenomenal quiche.
Pretty good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was great.
One of the appetizers we always have for pretty much any holiday are the jalapeno poppers.
Those are good.
They cut them in half, clean them, and then put like that sausage mix in them. Put them in the oven.
Little cream cheese sausage.
Yeah, whatever those are, they're really good.
Which you can actually get a jalapeno cream cheese. Philadelphia makes it.
Oh, does that have mayonnaise in it?
Yeah, no, no, definitely not, Trent.
You guys put mayonnaise on any of your Thanksgiving dishes?
No.
Nope. Only if oh, you know what I will say, Kurt. If I make a turkey sandwich after Thanksgiving,
That's mayo on it.
you gotta have some mayo on it. It's a little dry, a little dry.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
Oh, nice, guys. All right. Well, hey, good to be back. Good to be back at it here. Probably have a nice solid 2 or 3 episodes a week here until maybe the week of Christmas we'll take off again. So, hey, we'll see you guys on the next one.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.